Hi everybody, this is Sally Harris. Today I want to talk to you about 3 common ways that moms tend to numb themselves. So I call these counterfeit comforts because these are 3 ways that I personally had dealt with stress when it came to my situation with my child and actually just stress in general. And so if you're watching this video, you know that I am a mom who believes that you all deserve a support system. You know, I didn't have a huge support system when I was walking this road. And had I had someone walk alongside me, I feel like my time in the pit, as I say, might have been a lot shorter. So let's dive into the detail today. Number 1, you know, when we're under a lot of stress, we tend to try to numb that pain, right? Whatever we're using. But keep in mind that when you're numbing your pain, you're also numbing your joy, because you don't get to choose which emotions you're numbing. You're either numbing out or you're not. So number 1 is alcohol. And for me, you know, as some of you know, that was my biggest one. So for me, it was wine. And it got me into a lot of trouble. I was heavily addicted to that. And it ended up not being such a great thing for me. You know, some people are able to have that 1 or 2 glasses of wine and be fine. Unfortunately, I am not that person, and that's okay. I've been sober for 5.5 years, and that's something that I wanted to talk to you about, though, because that is probably one of the most common ones, because we come home from work, we grab that drink, and we think we're just going to sit down and relax. And in and of itself, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but for someone who can't just have that one drink, it can become not only a habit, but an addiction. So for example, for me in my own personal life, I lost both of my parents. And when my mom passed away, I was still drinking, okay? And I can guarantee you that I drank myself through that whole process because it was very painful. So when my dad died, I had been sober for a couple of years. So I noticeably paid attention to the difference in how I reacted. I was much more sad losing my dad because I was actually feeling the feelings. And as hard as it was, it seems like it might have been even harder than losing my mom. Maybe for many reasons, I don't know. But at the end of the day, it really was the fact that I was mourning both parents, sober, because you have to feel the feels. And if we're not feeling the pain and releasing it, I promise you it holds on and will present itself as physical or emotional pain. So that's something I'm just asking you to think about. If that's something you're struggling with, I completely get you. And just know that sobriety is definitely possible, okay? I'm someone who didn't think it was, I'll be real honest, but I promise you it is. And if you need help and talk about that, I definitely can chat with you about that. The second one is food. For me, food kind of came with that because food and then drinking just kind of went together. But if that's your number 1 issue, you know, write down what it is that you're eating. Make a plan, you know, make a meal plan. I had gained about 70 pounds. I did in turn lose it all over time. It wasn't until I quit drinking and really changed my diet after a health scare. So if you're a mom who's struggling with your child and you're using alcohol or food to cope, just know that you're not alone, and this is not judgment from me, okay? But I want you to know, I'm asking you to just start paying attention. Start paying attention to what you're using to numb out. The last one is busyness. You know, busyness, we all have the same 24 hours, right? But when we're stressed out and we don't want to face whatever we're dealing with, what do? We become really busy. We may work more hours in a day. We become, you know, more socially busy, or you could do the opposite and you're really kind of like hiding out. You're not participating in life because you're stressed out. You don't want to be around people. But usually a lot of moms will get really busy because then they don't have to think about it. And so again, it's counterfeit comforts that are really not getting to the root of the problem. Just like you know that your children need to get to the root of their issues, so do we moms. And I know that's hard to hear sometimes, but it's very, very true. So if any of these counterfeit comforts, ring a bell with you, I would love to hear about it. Maybe in the comments, just let me know which one. Is it alcohol, food, busyness, or maybe is there a different one? I would love to hear your story and a little bit more about that. So if you're interested in setting up a chat with me, you can do that in the Calendly link below. And I look forward to talking with you soon. Thanks.